We've all heard the term hidden gem before. It's a figure of speech meaning of something of immense quality, but not necessarily that popular or well known. Now, being a realtor born and raised in the greater Orlando area, I've seen all the different areas explode over the years. Kissimmee, Davenport, St. Cloud, but those are well-known areas. And in today's video, my friends, I'm here to show you a true hidden gem here in greater Orlando. Let's begin. For anybody new to this channel, my name is Renzo Montaiuti, and on this channel, I go all over the state of Florida, giving you guys beautiful home tours on new homes, resale homes, investment properties, and also do informational content for all of the people curious about the Florida real estate market. Now, in today's video, my friends, we're gonna be touring a hidden gem of a property. Now, there are a few different reasons why we're here today. One is because this is a newly remodeled home in a very exclusive area. And two, because it just came on the market and I wanna make sure you guys are the first to see it. Now, before we get inside, I wanna make sure you guys have all the information you need to know about the property. This is gonna feature 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, just under 2,500 square feet of under air living space, and it's gonna come with a 2-car garage. Beforehand, I wanna make sure you have a good understanding of the area. So we're located here in Apopka, Florida. To put it in perspective of greater Orlando, we're only about 25 to 30 minutes away from downtown Orlando. We're about 35 to 40 minutes from the Orlando International Airport. And then we're only gonna be about 30 to 35 from Walt Disney World and all the other parks and attractions of Orlando. Now, one of the coolest things about Apopka is you're gonna have all of the things very close by. You're gonna have Altamont Mall, you're gonna have 436, which is gonna have all your daily needs, your Lowe's, your Home Depot, your Walmart, your furniture stores, your entertainment, your malls, your movie theaters. But Apopka has very nice natural vibe to it. As you can see, coming through this community, you're gonna have a lot of tall standing oak trees all over the place. And this is something that you specifically find in North Orlando, the Longwood, the Apopka, the Altamont Springs, the Castleberry areas, the winter parks. These are the areas where you're gonna feel the Florida nature embraced into the environment that you're living in. So that's one of the biggest things. We're also gonna have Wekiva Springs, which is a very popular spring, only 15 minutes away from this property. Now, FYI, anybody from Orlando watching this, obviously you know this, but you gotta get there at like 7, 8 a.m. to really find a spot in there, just because it's so beautiful. You can go camping, but what most people do is they go with their family, they spend the day, they cook out, they grill, and they dip themselves in the nice, cool Wekiva Springs. You could also go paddleboarding and canoeing and all those other things. On a grander scale, we're only about an hour and a half from Tampa, Florida. If you want to go to the beach, it's only going to be about an hour east of us. You have a few different options at Cocoa, New Smyrna, or Daytona. That's going to be about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. To the west of us, we're going to have Ocala, Florida, the horse capital of the world, an hour and 15 minutes away. And then Miami is going to be about a 3.5 hour drive from here. So I hope that gives you a good perspective on the location. But now let's get into this property. So this is a recently fix and flipped home that is going to be coming with a brand new interior, and they're scheduled to be putting a new roof on the property. Now, one upgrade I really like about this home is that they paved the driveway and the walkway all the way to the front door. You're also going to have a nice white modern exterior to the property. Now, before I invite you into the house, at the end of the video, I'm going to be dropping the price, the tax information, the HOA, and a few other details about this area that you definitely should know before thinking about making a move to the greater Orlando area. But with that, let's get inside. Now, stepping into the home, a few details before we walk the entire property is that you're not gonna have any carpet in this home, which I think a lot of us can appreciate. You're gonna have luxury vinyl plank flooring that has a wood look throughout the entire property. Now, as you enter into the home, to our right-hand side, we're gonna have our very first area, and this is gonna be the formal dining room space. You're gonna have a nice chandelier over where your table is gonna go. Nice big windows bringing in tons of natural light. And really, as Thanksgiving is right around the corner, as Christmas is right around the corner, this is where we're gonna be having our beautiful dinners. Me personally, every Christmas morning, my brother, if you're watching this, we open up a big pack of pandoro, which is like an Italian sweetbread, and we eat like a whole box of it, which isn't very healthy, but it's a Christmas tradition. As we come across into the next area, this is gonna be your formal family room. Now you're gonna have a nice big window, just like the dining room space, very large and open. And traditionally, this is the area where all your family and friends come to spend time together and really connect. And this is typically where you're not gonna have any TVs in this area. So I think that's something that everybody can appreciate when you're looking for a home. Now, right off of the family room space, we come into the very first guest bedroom. Now, traditionally, I think a lot of people with working virtually, this would be a really good office. It has a really cool look, has a diagonal entrance with double doors. So it's a little bit different and it's a very large space. So could use this as an office. I wanna mention, you guys, there is no light on. Like this light isn't on right now. So you're gonna have a lot of natural light coming into this room, which is a nice touch. And then you're also gonna have that closet space. Now, my friends, as we enter into the kitchen, I really like this because it's the heart of the home. You see it almost as it has 3 sections to it, right? You're gonna have your coffee bar over here, maybe some bottles of wine, some whiskey. Right over here, this is where the cooking is done. You're gonna have your stove, your microwave, and then also your refrigerator. And then this third area is where you're gonna serve the food. I can imagine peach cobbler, your ham, your turkey, your collard greens. If you're Italian, carbonara and pizza, you know, whatever you're doing, this is where you're gonna be serving, and then at the end, getting everything back in order. You're gonna have some nice chandeliers, you're gonna have some nice light fixtures right over here in the middle of the kitchen and above the bar. These are all gonna be quartz countertop island, 42-inch cabinets. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a full package in terms of a kitchen. A really cool thing about it is you're looking right into the formal living room. Now, a nice detail about this property is that you're gonna have these vaulted ceilings. So it really feels like a large space once you come into the kitchen and the living room. Again, you can really set this up in whatever creative way that you want. You're gonna have a lot of length in terms of space to create the experience that you want. So set up your TV over here, get your wraparound couch going, and then that's gonna lead out to the backyard, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. But for now, my friends, I wanna show you my favorite room of this house, and that's the master bedroom. Now, before we step inside, you are gonna have a powder room, which is gonna be right off of the kitchen. Now, stepping into the master, some really cool details is this isn't just a traditional box room that we sometimes see with new builds or even some of the homes that we've toured in the past. You're gonna have a pretty good shape. You're gonna have plenty of space for your king size bed, your TV. But what I really like is you're gonna have this extra nest area where you're gonna be able to utilize it in any specific way. Me personally, I've recently been into a lot of Joe Dispenza's meditations. So I would definitely just deck this out, pimp it out into a cool meditation area, especially having some light coming from outside. But of course, you know, this could be where you end the day with a book, have a glass of wine and relax. Now, stepping into the master bathroom, we're gonna transition from LVP into the scattered ceramic tiles. Now, first thing, you're gonna have your double sink. You're gonna have your tub with a ceramic backsplash around it. And also you're gonna have your walk-in shower right over here with your backsplash going to the top of the ceiling and a shaded window that's outside. Now, right over here, this is gonna be your formal closet space. And it's nice that you're gonna have a lot of natural light coming into here as well. Overall, this is a really cool look in terms of a master bedroom. Now, heading from the east side, let's go to the west side of the house. Now, behind the kitchen, we're gonna have our laundry space. This is where your washer, your dryer, and then you're gonna have a sink right over here. And then we enter into the 2-car garage. Now, pretty traditional 2-car garage. You're gonna have a rack right over here to just give you some extra space, your water heater, your electrical panel, and your garage door opener. Now, I want you to picture it for a second. You just got home, kids start running to you, your wife gives you a kiss, or your husband gives you a kiss. And now, right over here, you can enter into the living room, the kitchen, and then if we go this way, this is gonna be the guest bedroom. Now, if you are somebody that has family, friends, people staying at your house, they're really gonna appreciate how cozy these rooms are. This has to be at least 14 by 12 feet to give you a perspective on the size of this room. You can easily fit a king size bed, and then you're gonna have your closet right over here and a window facing the west side of the property. Now, if we take a right-hand turn, we're gonna step into another guest bedroom that is, again, very, very large in space. You can do the same things, you're gonna have the same finishes. Instead, you're gonna have a window facing the south side of the home and a closet at the north side of the room. Now, right over here, this is gonna be the second full bathroom of the home, quartz countertop. You're gonna have your sink, some extra cabinet space, and your toilet, and then your tub shower with the ceramic backsplash going to the ceiling as well. Now, my friends, my favorite part of looking at each home, let's go outside. Now, stepping outside, again, I touched up on this in the beginning of the video, but Apopka is such a unique area because there is a lot of nature around you. Here in your backyard, you're gonna have 2 mature oak trees giving you shade, giving you privacy, and giving you that feeling of relaxation. You're gonna have a big concrete slab here, so if you did wanna do a pergola, if you did wanna set up an outdoor grill, this is a space that you could do so. And then you're gonna have plenty of space around the garden. This is fenced in as well. If you did wanna set up a pool, you definitely could do so. Probably not the largest of pools, but you could do a pretty good average sized pool. You're gonna have some space on the sides to get you to the front of the house. And ladies and gentlemen, overall, this is a very cozy home and a very cozy lot. Now let's go ahead and get back inside and get you all the numbers on this property. All right, so here we are at the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get into the fine details about this property. So first and foremost, this property is currently on the market for $505,000. And that means that it has just over $200 per square foot, which is a pretty reasonable price per square foot here in the Apopka area. So it's definitely a good price. The last tax record we have was from last year, and the previous owners did have it homesteaded, and it was roughly around $3,000, but I'd estimate it'll probably be closer to $4,500 to $5,000 once a new owner comes in, just to give you a perspective on what taxes look like in this area. Now, I also wanted to give you a little bit of an understanding in terms of what finances would look like if you were looking to purchase a home like this, or if you were looking to purchase a home like this in Florida or in any other state, really. So first and foremost, with easiest ways with an FHA loan, and that's gonna be with a 3.5% down payment. That doesn't change depending on the state or anything like that. That's a government-backed loan. You do 3.5% down. You can get qualified if you have over a 600 credit score. Now, let's just say $505,000, 3.5% is gonna be about $17,675. Now, let's go ahead and say you wanted to do a conventional loan. That's 5% down. So 505,000, 5% is gonna be a little over $25,000, ladies and gentlemen. Now, people ask me all the time, Renzo, why would I use a conventional loan when I could use an FHA loan and buy a house with less money? And my answer is, that's a great question. That's a great question for someone who doesn't know about real estate. The reason being is because once you have 20% equity in your home, you can take out what's called private mortgage insurance. Private mortgage insurance is private mortgage insurance. It's about $300 to $400 per month, depending on the property, your credit score, and a few other variables. But with that being said, with FHA loan, the only way you can take out private mortgage insurance is if you put a 10% down payment. On year 11 of your loan, you can get off PMI off. But the thing is, if you're putting 10% down, you're better off going conventional. Now, with conventional, you also need a 680 credit score or above. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to forget about our valued veterans, all of our first responders, and active military. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have options to use a VA loan, which allows you with 0% down. Now, we've been helping tons of veterans buy a home with 0 money down by helping them negotiate their closing costs, and then they have 0% down payment. They have a special interest rate from the VA, which is very nice. So if you are a veteran out there, one, we truly appreciate you and all the work that you do, and two, take advantage of the benefits that the VA gives you. It's a really good opportunity that can lead you towards financial freedom. Now that you have the finances on this home, I want to just speak freely a little bit about Apopka and this surrounding area. Like, you know, I get a lot of people calling, hey Renzo, my buddy from New York told me that Kissimmee is the best area to live in. And I'm like, okay, why? And you know, if you want to be close to the parks and attractions of Disney, it definitely is one of the best areas, but it's not the only area in Orlando. So I'm sure you've heard a ton about it, but if you're looking for a suburban lifestyle, if you're looking for maybe a more family-friendly area, more relaxed, a really calm style of life, then North Orlando, West Orlando, East Orlando is probably the spot to be. South Orlando is a little bit more that Disney hustle and bustle. Me personally, I live in Altamont Springs, and from this house, I live about 15 minutes away. And you know, I've actually was looking to buy a home in Apopka for about 6 months now. So these areas, Apopka, Longwood, Altamont Springs, Castleberry, Fern Park, Winter Park, these are all areas I highly recommend looking at if you are looking for a more suburban life. One big difference is in South Orlando, it's a lot of new construction, and what new construction builders do is they tear down all the trees. One thing I really appreciate about North Orlando is you have a lot of nature. You have a lot of natural Florida oak trees. You have a lot of natural orange and, you know, citrus trees as well. It's a really unique spot. Something to consider when you are thinking about Orlando. There's more hidden gems than just Kissimmee. Kissimmee is a great area, but, you know, weigh out all your options before making a final decision. Lastly, guys, I want to just tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Renzo Montaiuti. I'm 27 years old, born and raised here in the greater Orlando area. And I've been in business for about 4.5 years now. For the past 1.5 years, I've created a real estate team, helping families, serving families, making sure we can, one, find them the best opportunities, two, negotiate the best deal for them on whatever property they're looking for, and then lastly, always keeping their money safe throughout any transaction. So that's something we really value and work towards with every transaction. So if anybody's interested in this property or finding something else here in the Central Florida or the whole state of Florida, we'd be happy to help and be the best resource for you in terms of real estate. Our phone number is 407-250-9691. And hopefully by the time you see this video, we'll have a brand new website called themontaiutigroup.com, where you can actually go search for homes, contact us directly, and get a lot of valuable information about what's going on here in the state of Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.